Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the World of Football's weekly NFL picks. This week it is Week 15. We are getting ever so close to playoff time. We've already had the 49ers clinch this past week, their playoff spot. A couple teams have been eliminated, and we are just almost there. How's everybody doing? I am your host, Adam Snow, and with me, as always, is the founder of the World of Football, Randy Snow, my brother, Aaron Snow, wearing his Western shirt, representing, and we're here to make some picks this week, guys. We have all 16 games. No teams on bye.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing. Before we get rolling too much further, we're going to quickly look over how everybody did last week. And not so hot would be the term I would use because, Kyle and Mike went 9-6 there at the top. Hawkeye 07 and myself went 8-7. Cringe at 7-8. Aaron, Randy, Leonard, and Liz all at 6-9, and then B. Lewis and Royce went 5-10 last week. Oof, that was a rough one.
Not a good week.
No,
not a good week.
Very rough for a lot of us. No double digits, at least in the right column. So, see if we can turn it around this week. And on screen now is everybody's percentages so far this year, with Kyle, Hawkeye 07, and Mike leading the way there, and then myself, Aaron, Randy, and Cringe all down there in the 50%. So I know I just leapfrogged you guys after this past week, but we'll see if we can keep that momentum trending in the upward direction. But first, before we get to the picks for this week, Dad, why don't you read that disclaimer? And I promise you, I have no burrito this week to eat during the show. I'm going to have to go get my food after we're done recording. So,
Okay.
Take it away.
Yeah. If you plan to use our predictions as a means to justify your own gambling bets, then you, my friend, are an idiot. We don't know what we're talking about. Obviously, you just saw our record. And you should never listen to us for gambling advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained?
I'm always entertained by talking with you fellas, but I hope everybody else out there is too. And if nobody else has anything further to add, we will just get right into the games this week. And Dad, we're going to start with you. On Thursday night, we have the Los Angeles Chargers going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Justin Herbert, obviously, not going to be in this game. The Raiders put up a donut over the weekend. Who do you got?
Give me the Raiders at home just because they are at home. No other reason. This could be another 3-0 game at the end. Who knows? But yeah, give me the Raiders.
Yep, I agree. Raiders, no Justin Herbert. I don't know if that offense for the Chargers can muster up many more points than they did last week. So Raiders.
Yep, we'll go with a sweep. Give me the Raiders at home. Probably, like you said, 3-0. Shoot, give me the safety. Make it a 2-0 game is what I think is going to happen in this one.
I think Cringe almost called the Vikings-Raiders tie last week.
He was very close.
So,
he was very close.
It was a game, he called a tie. And it did go to overtime.
Flipped the table probably when it didn't end up in a tie, but shoot, that was a good one there, Cringe. All right. The next game, we have 3 games on Saturday night this week. The NFL Network's doing a triple header, starting off with the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Aaron, you get this one first, since you're the closest to Cincinnati.
I hope the Bengals give the Vikings that L, so the Lions can get closer to clinching that division. No Josh Dobbs. I don't know how good Mullins is for the Vikings, so let's go with the Bengals.
Yep, I'm riding that Bengals train right now. I think that backup quarterback up there, whose name's blanking right now, but Browning, been doing pretty good, and the Bengals, are in good hands with him, and we need the Vikings to lose. So, give me the Bengs.
I agree. I'm taking the Bengals for our second sweep of the week.
All right, 2 for 2 in the sweep department. All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers will travel to Indianapolis to play the Colts. I'm going to take the Colts to bounce back from last week. Steelers without Kenny Pickett again. I just don't know if they'll have it. So Colts at home.
I agree. Colts at home. Just because they're the home team, no other reason.
Make it a sweep. On to the Lions game.
Yep. Yep, and then capping off that triple header on Saturday night, the Denver Broncos will come to Detroit to play the Lions. Randy, you get the pleasure of doing this one first.
I'm still drinking the blue Kool-Aid. I'm going to pick the Lions. I'm probably going to be wrong about this. Denver may win, but Detroit needs a win really bad. Hopefully the home crowd will help them get to a win, but I don't know. But I'm taking the Lions anyway.
I agree. I'm taking the Lions. They can't afford to lose back-to-back games. They haven't lost back-to-back games in almost a
Right.
year plus. So I think the Lions pull it out and hopefully can continue their grasp on the division.
Yep, I knew it. Like last week, I was really close to picking the Bears, and I should have clearly. This week, I was almost thinking of going Broncos, but I will also, for that point you made, Aaron, about the back-to-backs, I'm taking the Lions again, but this is their last chance. They screw this one up, I probably won't pick them again the rest of the year. But
the Lions are 9-4. As Lions fans, we shouldn't complain about that. So I think
know, right? This is the weird
we
thing.
all need to temper our expectations a little bit.
Maybe I get it. Year 3 of a rebuild, and they're a lot further along than I think we would have thought 2 or 3 years ago, which I get. But we also see what this team could do. And the fact that they're not living up to that potential is mainly where I get my frustration from. But
as long as they win 2 out of the last 4, it's okay.
But that's a just lying around podcast topic for another day. So we're gonna move on because nobody's here to hear us talk about Lions. We got more games to get to. All right,
True.
then our Sunday slate of games starts with the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Carolina to play the Panthers. Aaron, who do you got?
Falcons. No way I'm taking the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers, they're bad. They could probably play this one close. It's in Carolina, but the Falcons, they're at the top of that division, as bad as it is, and shoot, every game matters to them for the rest of the year. So give me the Falcons to win on the road.
It's another sweep. Yeah, I just don't see Carolina winning any more games this year. But I mean, they could come up with a huge upset, but I don't think it's going to be this week. So give me Atlanta. That's our 5th sweep in a row.
Yep, 5 for 5. And that brings us to this next game where the Chicago Bears will travel to Cleveland to play the Browns. And I hate to say it, I think the Chicago Bears are a little better than everybody thinks. And I'm going to take the Bears to get a big win on the road to make this NFC North thing just a whole lot more interesting.
Well, the Bears may win, but it's not going to make the NFC North any more interesting. I'm going to go with Cleveland. You're probably right. Chicago will probably win this game, but I'm going with Cleveland anyway.
Browns all day. The Lions made Justin Fields look way better than he actually is, so Browns.
Maybe, maybe not. I think that coaching there in Chicago is holding a lot of what Justin Fields could really be back, and we see flashes of that against the Lions, but I don't know. Chicago just, the last few weeks, they've just looked better. They've looked better than a lot of teams.
They're playing with a lot of confidence.
They really are. That defense, since getting Montez Sweat, has dramatically improved, which makes us wonder why Detroit didn't go get a guy for a 3rd-round pick. But whatever. We're not here to talk about the Lions. We got other games to talk about. All right, the next game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will travel up to Green Bay to play the Packers. Dad, who do you got?
Well, if the Packers couldn't beat the lowly Giants, they're not going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'm taking the Buccaneers.
I originally wanted to pick the Buccaneers, but I think the Packers will pull it off at home. I think they still got a lot to fight for. Packers in the cold weather. I hate them. Hate the Packers.
I also hate the Packers quite a lot. I will be rooting for Tampa Bay. I will be rooting for Tampa Bay in this game. But I mean, they barely lost that game against the Giants. Give me the Packers to bounce back and get a win and make the NFC North just that much more interesting.
See a theme.
Dad doesn't like that one. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. This next matchup isn't going to make the NFC North more interesting, but it might make the NFC East a little more interesting. Or sorry, AFC East, as the New York Jets travel down to Miami to play the Dolphins. Aaron, who do you got?
Dolphins. Last week by Zach Wilson, I feel like it's a fluke. Dolphins got to bounce back from that loss.
Maybe, but the Dolphins also, losing that game there at the very end, I just don't think they're closers. Give me the Jets with a big upset in Miami against the Dolphins. Yep, Zach Wilson's going to ball out of his mind. Give me the Jets. Jets. Jets, Jets, Jets.
Well, the Jets did beat somebody a week or two ago, 30-7 or something like that. I forget who they beat, but they came out of nowhere.
They just beat
the Texans.
They just beat the Texans.
Okay. I'm going with Miami. They need to bounce back from that horrible loss last night, which I loved, but I'm taking the Dolphins.
Okay. I love how you're bouncing around like that. Like, they scored 30 points, but they're going to lose.
If only they had Ray Finkel, they would have won that game.
Yeah.
Laces out.
Laces out. All right, the next game, the New York Giants travel down to New Orleans to play the Saints. And I think I might be buying into that Tommy DeVito magic, baby. Give me the Giants to get a surprise win on the road against the Saints.
I don't know. I'm going to take the Saints at home. It's the safe bet, so that's what I'm going to do.
Yep, give me the Saints at home. I think there might be some little letdown from a close game like that. I think the Giants might be riding a little too high to come into New Orleans and then get, maybe not stomped, but they'll get a nice little reality check.
Yeah, turning around from a Monday night game to playing Sunday, might also affect them, but who knows? All right, another team that played on Monday night, the Titans, will host the Houston Texans. Dad, who do you got in that one?
Well, the Titans looked pretty good last night, but I'm going to pick Houston in this game.
Man, oh man. I think I was looking at this earlier and I thought the Texans win for sure, but I think Mike Vrabel might have got something to get the boys going down there in Tennessee, so give me the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, I think C.J. Stroud could have a nice bounce back game against the Titans, but I don't know. I think the Titans at home.
He might be in concussion protocol still.
Is he still? Last I saw, he jumped over that bench and ran out onto the field. So I don't know, but I'll still take the Titans at home. That's my pick. The Kansas City Chiefs will travel to New England to play the Patriots, who have nothing to play for but a first round, the first overall pick. Aaron, who do you got in this one? And will Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid quit their crybaby?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs got to bounce back. I think Mahomes was being a little brat. I'll be PG on here. He was being a little brat over that clearly offsides call. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs, they're also a team, one of these teams I hear that doesn't typically lose multiple games back to back. And to lose that last game the way they did, I don't see that happening 2 weeks in a row. Give me the Chiefs to bounce back.
Hey, we got another sweep. I'm taking Kansas City, with or without Taylor Swift. I think this is the perfect week for Kansas City to be playing a bad team like the Patriots. So, yeah, Chiefs.
All right. And in the 4 o'clock slate of games, the San Francisco 49ers will travel to Arizona to play the Cardinals. Let's be quick about this one. 49ers are the best team in the league. Give me the 49ers.
Sweep.
I agree. 49ers all the way.
Yep. On to the next one.
On to the next one. All right. The Washington Commanders will travel to L.A. to play the Rams. Dad, who do you got?
I'm still a Matthew Stafford fan. I will take the Rams at home over Washington.
Yep, I agree with that one. I will take the Rams off that tough loss to the Ravens.
Yep, as long as Stafford's healthy, and they look pretty decent other than getting that punt return against them. I mean, that was just unbelievable. But Rams are looking a lot better. Stafford's looking like his typical self. Rams sweeping it up. All right, the Dallas Cowboys travel to Buffalo to play the Bills. Aaron, is this the toughest matchup of the week?
It was one I went back and forth on. Dallas is coming off a huge win against the Eagles. I think they might have been looking forward to that game for a few weeks. So now that the emotion of that game is finally over, I think going up to cold Buffalo knocks them on their ass a little bit. Sorry. And the Bills pull that one out.
Oh man, I thought, dang, I'm going Bills too. Same reason, cold weather. Dallas probably riding a little too high, and maybe they fall back to the Dallas Cowboys we're familiar with. But if Dallas gets this win, yeah, it's gonna be hard to pick against them the rest of the year. As much as I hate
agree.
Dallas, this is a game where if they win this one, I might have to say they're legit, like complete legit, not just like flashes of legit. Who you got, Dan?
I was going to say Cowboys, but the weather could be a factor. The crowd could be a factor. Like you said, just coming off a big emotional win this week at home, in their dome where everybody loves them. I think I'm going to go with the Bills too, even though I think Dallas will probably win another game. So,
whoa,
yeah, another sweep. We're all picking the Bills.
That one would be a sweep. I figured we'd have
Dang.
one or two, but not a sweep. Dang. Okay.
I was really leaning towards Dallas, but I think I want the Bills to win so bad I'm going to pick them.
Hey, don't pick with your heart. That's what I did last week, and I was 6-9. So.
Well, so was I.
Yeah, but you pick neither with your head nor your heart. You just flip a coin.
Or you pick the home
really
team.
Or you pick the home team.
Yeah.
Which might as well be flipping a coin at that point. All right, your Sunday night football game. The Baltimore Ravens will travel to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. A game that I would have said initially would have been like the game of the week, but with Trevor Lawrence still kind of coming back for that injury, I don't know. Maybe he seems a little better, but the Ravens, they find a way to win. And give me the Ravens to get a win on the road.
I agree. I'll take the Ravens.
Ooh. Yeah, make it a sweep. Jags are still a pretty solid team, but I just think the Ravens are just better.
And finally, the Monday night game this week. The Eagles will travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Dad, who do you got in this one?
I'm going to take the road team in this one, the Eagles. I think they need a bounce back game after being embarrassed in Dallas. So I'm going to take the Eagles.
Yep, I agree. Eagles, they are not leading the division anymore, so they have something to fight for now. So they got a little reality check the last 2 weeks, and I think they know that they need to answer.
Well, I'm going to spoiler alert, guys. This isn't going to be a sweep. I'm going to take the Seahawks. At home, Monday Night Football. Pete Carroll with a little bit of prep, a little extra prep. I kind of lean more towards him than whoever the coach is for the Eagles, whose name I'm
Sirianni.
Sirianni. Not that he's a bad coach, but there's something about the Eagles that just, I don't know. If they get punched in the mouth, they kind of crumble a little bit. So I think Seattle could punch them in the mouth a little bit. Is it going to be a high-scoring game? Maybe, maybe not. I'm thinking like a 2017 type of game that Seattle can scratch and claw their way to the victory with. So, and make the NFC playoffs just a little bit more interesting. But all right, guys. Dad, no teams on bye, but how many sweeps did we have this week?
Well, it's 10, but I thought you were going to take the Eagles. It was going to be 11 out of 16, but you didn't take the Eagles, so 10 sweeps this week out of 16.
Wow, man, oh man, yeah, this is a tough one. Like, who knows? We could all be going 6-9 again for all I know, or you guys could go 6-9.
Never again.
Never again. But so yeah, that's all the picks. Anything else, guys? Before we wrap up this show, I know Aaron's starving. I'm starving. Dad, I don't know what you're doing, but
I'm always starving.
Okay, well, we're all starving. We're all starving. I'm starving for a good record this week. So, anything else, guys, before we throw it to Dad to send us home?
Oh.
All right, then you know what to do.
All right. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment and like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification on our YouTube channel. We're also on Facebook, X, and Instagram, where the address for all three of those is TWOF Kalamazoo. We have a weekly audio podcast called This Week in the World of Football, which is posted every Tuesday and is available on all major podcast platforms as well as Amazon Music, so you can simply ask your Alexa device to play the World of Football podcast. You can also find the full audio version of our podcast on YouTube. So please spread the word, give us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and please come be a part of the football conversation. Maybe we'll learn something from listening to you folks. I don't know.
Man, maybe. It hasn't worked for us so far. We're still at the bottom of the pack, but I mean, playoff time's right around the corner. This is where the football is getting super interesting. So, all right, guys. For Aaron and Randy, I have been Adam Snow. We appreciate you guys watching, and I guess we'll see you guys next week, where hopefully we all did a better job picking. So, enjoy watching those games, and we'll see you next week.
If we get 10 likes on this video, Randy's going to wear a Taylor Swift shirt next week.
10 likes. I mean, that's manageable.
No.
I say if we get 20 likes, I'll get you an ugly Christmas sweater with Taylor Swift on it, Randy.
No.
That you got to wear.
I got a fireplace, so I have a use for it.
There you go. All right, here we go. 20 likes. Randy's going to wear a Taylor Swift sweater next week. Bye, everybody.
I'll burn it. That's what I'll do.